Who are the scariest types of people? In my experience, someone who calls you their best friend after just meeting them. Happened to me twice. They are usually manipulative and abusive. Anyone who tries to get close super fast is an automatic no. People who feel justified in using violence every time they get the least bit annoyed. The scariest kind of person would be someone who manipulates and lies like it were normal because they'll easily get you to do things and make you think it was your idea. Lie with straight face and have no empathy. People who feel no empathy or guilt are the scariest. Who knows what they'll do next? Those obsessed with another person to an extreme point, be it a celebrity or an ordinary person. Dumb people who think they're smart. I saw a quote once, no clue where it originated, but I'll never forget the sentiment. Something like, when you're dead, you don't know you're dead. It's the same when you're stupid. Groups of teenagers. Living in Chicago, I've learned that scary guy on the train will likely leave you alone, but the group of 14-year-olds walking toward you on the sidewalk might jump and rob you. Teenagers are scary at every stage of your life. When you are a child, you are scared of them because they are bigger than you. When you are a teenager, you are scared because you are constantly surrounded by them. And when you are an adult, you are scared of them because you know from experience how reckless and stupid they are. People who have nothing to lose. Weak people in positions of power. Yup. Our CISO, VP, is a 36-year dude who climbed the ladder way too quickly. People describe him as a kid with an ego. He's been letting people go who have 15 to 20 years experience at the company and is hiring people he personally knows. A charming sociopath. I have a hunch that I know one, and I call their behavior turning on the charm to get things to go their way. I can tell when they are going to ask me for something because I see their behavior switch. Something about delusional people that lie but then truly believe their own lies. They live in a completely different world mentally. Todd from Breaking Bad, nice and polite but kills people without empathy. Man, I loved his character in that show because it always fascinated me. Dude would kill people and act as if it were nothing more than a daily household chore. A homeless person told me his philosophy on life is that, the world has hurt me so much, any act one do is justified because I'm such a victim. Paraphrased, he was rambling, but I repeated this back to him and he agreed. It was one of the saddest and scariest things I ever heard. He just has no love left for humanity whatsoever. And I've recognized that thought pattern in myself as well. It's the logical foundation for revenge. I feel like you wronged me, so I'm going to do whatever I want to you and call it justice because I view myself as a victim. And then proceeding to play judge, jury, and executioner. The homeless person just applied it to the whole world. Now when I recognize this thought pattern, I do my best to snuff it out because it's evil and childish. Hurt people. The people that everyone around you seems to like, but you just get a bad vibe from them, and since they've technically given you no reason to feel that way, you have to keep hanging around them in the group. I have yet to be wrong. You will be proven right. Give it time. I know a guy who's a legitimate sociopath. Doesn't give a fuck about anyone. He has friends per se, but they're more just people he keeps around because they benefit him in some way or another. Easily convinced he'd watch someone die without helping if he didn't see himself getting anything out of it. It's actually a trip spending time with him, listening to him talk and seeing how he acts around people. He kinda reminds me of Christian Bale's character from American Psycho. Tall, handsome as fuck, pulls girls like crazy, but he could kill someone if he needed to and not bat an eye. I should mention that he's aware of all of this, doesn't deny it, and actually finds joy in the fact that he's that way. People are drawn to him because of his charisma but don't hang around once they actually get to know him. He couldn't care less. I only met him through a buddy that grew up with him, who no longer hangs out with him either. Hilariously enough, he's in sales and is amazing at it. Edit. Improper use of couldn't care less. Functional psychopath, they're everywhere in the business world. Narcissists. I've been burned by two of them. I don't want to deal with a third. Edit. No, seriously. I've had a couple people message me asking why they're so supposedly scary. They're terrifying because they get in your head and live there rent-free. My mother fucked me up bad. I will never be the person I was supposed to be because she manipulated every part of my life, even opening credit cards under my name and permanently fucking my credit, to benefit her. I wasn't a person. I was a tool. Exactly why now I'm a grown-ass man who cannot provide for himself. I'm a fucking train wreck. I'm disabled because I burnt myself for her. I'm broken because of her. Because of everything she did, I'm a nobody with nothing to look forward to in life. I can't provide for myself. I haven't eaten in days and a huge part of me is saying that I deserve to not eat because I'm not worth anything. Narcissists are fucking evil. Edit 2. I made a comment on Ontario about how I'm on disability and it is driving me to apply for medically assisted suicide. The moderators removed it because of trolling and misinformation, based off of that one narcissist's experience of what ODSP was like. Just want to remind people that the moderators on this platform answer to literally no one, police how they want, and control information themselves. Ever see a quiet, calm person snap? There are 3 things all wise men fear: the sea and storm, a night with no moon, and the anger of a gentle man. Facts. Plus, it hurts more when a calm person snaps rather than some quick-tempered ones. With quick-tempered people you just get so used to it eventually you get numb and tell them to settle down when they get fired up. Calm people is like a fucking volcano where all you can do is witness. I've hung out with drug dealers, killers, gang members, thieves, dope fiends, prostitutes, and just about every other criminal type you can think of, and only one type of person scares the shit out of me. It's the people with the look that instantly tells you they are insane. It's hard to describe, but their eyes kind of have this stare that goes right through you. Like when they look at you, the look in their eyes is more like they are looking through you rather than at you. Like, when you look into their eyes you can just tell that they are completely out of their mind. I've met 2 people in my lifetime that had the look. One of the guys was named to CW. I watched this dude, who is about the size of the mountain on God, open hand slap the ever-loving shit out of this guy one time. We were all in my buddy's garage and this one guy was there and had some weed. CW said, "Here, let me see the weed and I'll roll a joint." Dude said, "Nah man, I can roll it, it's cool. It's my weed anyway." I have no idea why, but that set CW off. He just started open hand slapping this dude over and over again. Blood was flying everywhere, all over the walls and the floor of the garage. The dude's jaw was barely hanging on. CW kept just slapping him back and forth. Each slap sent massive amounts of blood flying fucking everywhere. I have never seen that much blood in all my life. My buddy finally opened the garage. We were all too stunned to move for a bit, and while it was opening the dude stumbled out and into his girlfriend's car, who jumped into the driver's seat and rushed him to the hospital. As the guy was leaving the garage, he left one bloody handprint on the inside of the garage door. That handprint is burned into my mind forever. And the smell. It smelled like a bag of pennies in that garage from all of the blood. It was fucking crazy. After the dude's girlfriend rushed him to the hospital, CW's crazy ass, covered in blood, was running after the car screaming like a total psycho at anybody walking, driving by, or standing in their front yards to give him a ride to the hospital, presumably so he could finish the job. That shit still gives me nightmares. Me and my buddy closed the garage and then posted up with some axes and shit just in case he came back. We were going to hack that motherfucker up before he went crazy on us too. He didn't come back that night, but I ran into him 2 more times after that. People who think they're justified to do bad things. Of all tyrannies, a tyranny sincerely exercised for the good of its victims may be the most oppressive. It would be better to live under robber barons than under omnipotent moral busybodies. The robber baron's cruelty may sometimes sleep, his cupidity may at some point be satiated, but those who torment us for our own good will torment us without end, for they do so with the approval of their own conscience. People who are cruel to animals. Political radicals and religious radicals who demand you follow their ideology. People who think they're entitled to everything. The anger of a patient man is something to be feared. Demons run when a good man goes to war. Greater than demons run when a good man goes to war. Night will fall and drown the sun when a good man goes to war. Greater than friendship dies and true love lies. Night will fall and the dark will rise when a good man goes to war. Greater than demons run, but count the cost. The battle's won, but the child is lost. People that smile when they're angry. It isn't that hard. It is called a customer service face. Source: I was a cashier. That is what I was thinking. Literally anyone in customer service knows how to smile when they are angry. The most frightening people are those who are themselves the most frightened. David Foster Wallace, hitting the nail on the head. Really religious people. Who else flies planes full of people into buildings full of people, straps bombs to children, or beats women to death for not covering their hair? The Nazis, gassing and burning people for not being the right kind of German Christian. The Rwandan genocide, hacking their neighbors to death with machetes until the rivers literally ran red with blood and bodies. Genital mutilation, torture, racism, bigotry, you name it, religion has done it. The scariest part is that these people believed they were in the right, because they thought they were doing their God's will. Superstition ain't the way. Who use you for emotional support, drain the hell out of your attention and then become a ghost when it's your turn. The people who are really good at hiding their true nature, intentions. People who lack empathy. Lack of accountability.